The Warden's Oath. The Bastion of Varn stood defiant, an ancient monolith carved into the mountain's jagged face. Its dark stone walls bore scars of 1,000 sieges, yet no force had ever breached its gates. Within its oppressive halls, Drakvar, the Forsaken Warden, paced the cold corridors, the weight of his oath as heavy as the spectral chains that now bound his soul. The prisoners whispered tales of him, some reverent, others fearful. His name carried the weight of legend, a figure who once embodied justice, but now lingered as a shadow of wrath and despair. The bastion was never silent, but this night was different. The low hum of magic coursing through its walls grew restless, vibrating like the deep growl of a cornered beast. Drakvar halted at the sound of armored boots echoing through the corridor. At the end of the dimly lit passage, the figures emerged. A knight clad in burnished steel, and a woman cloaked in the living vines of Albion's verdant glade. "Eadric of Blackmere," Drakvar rasped, his voice echoing like grinding stone. "And Orlenna, what madness brings you here?" Eadric stepped forward, his hand resting on the hilt of his blade. Vigilance. "We've come for the Shard of Varn. Albion stands at the brink, and your cursed artifact may be its salvation." Drakvar's ethereal eyes burned with anger. "Do you think me a simple custodian? The shard is no salvation. It is corruption incarnate. You know nothing of what it cost me to seal it away." Orlenna's voice was calm, yet firm. "We know of your burden, Warden, but Malachar stirs. If the shard's power can weaken him, we have no choice but to wield it." Drakvar's chains rattled as he turned his back to them. His gauntleted hands traced the jagged runes etched into the walls, marks of the forbidden magic he had used to bind the shard and the bastion to himself. "The shard demands a price," he said, his voice heavy with regret. "It will not serve you willingly. It will corrupt your mind, twist your purpose. You come seeking salvation, but you will find only ruin." Eadric stepped closer, determination in his eyes. "And if we do nothing, Albion will fall. We've no room left for fear or doubt." Drakvar turned, his massive form towering over them. "Then prove you are worthy. Survive the bastion and the shard will be yours. Fail, and you will rot here, as so many have before." The bastion stirred as Drakvar uttered an incantation in a language older than Albion itself. The stone beneath their feet trembled, and spectral chains erupted from the walls, snaking toward Eadric and Orlenna like serpents. Eadric's sword sang as it struck, severing the chains with bursts of silver light. Orlenna summoned roots and thorns from the earth, her magic weaving through the stone floor to entangle the spectral onslaught. But the bastion fought back. The air grew thick with despair, each breath a struggle. Whispering voices clawed at their minds, dredging up memories of failure and doubt. Eadric faltered as the voice of his fallen brother echoed in his ears. "You let me die, Eadric. You chose Albion over family." Orlenna cried out as visions of a burning verdant glade filled her sight, the forest she had sworn to protect consumed by flames. Drakvar watched, his spectral eyes flickering with faint hope. Would they succumb as so many others had, or could they endure the bastion's torment? Eadric gritted his teeth, gripping vigilance tighter. "I will not falter!" he roared, driving the blade into the ground. A shock wave of silver light shattered the illusions, banishing the voices. Orlenna stood tall, her hands aglow with verdant energy. "The land endures," she whispered, her magic surging outward to purify the bastion's oppressive aura. Drakvar staggered, the chains binding his form loosening as the bastion's will weakened. You are stronger than I believed." Eadric stepped forward, the weight of his purpose clear in his gaze. "We do not seek power for ourselves, Warden. We seek it to protect those who cannot fight. If that means bearing the shard's curse, so be it." Drakvar knelt, the chains binding him falling away. "You speak as one who knows the cost of burden. Take the shard, and may your will prove stronger than its hunger." In the heart of the bastion lay the shard, a jagged fragment of black crystal pulsing with dark energy. As Eadric approached, the air grew cold, and whispers of ancient malice filled the chamber. Orlenna placed a hand on his shoulder. "Remember who you fight for." Eadric grasped the shard. Pain lanced through his arm as dark tendrils wrapped around him, but he stood firm. "You will not control me," he growled. The shard's light dimmed, its whispers fading as Eadric's will overpowered its curse. Drakvar watched, his spectral form flickering. Perhaps there is hope for Albion yet. As they left the bastion, Orlenna turned to Drakvar. "What will you do now?" Drakvar's form began to fade. "The Bastion's curse is broken. I will find my rest, at last." Eadric bowed his head. "You were Albion's protector once, Warden, and you have been again today." Drakvar's final words echoed through the halls as his form dissolved into light. "Protect them better than I did." The gates of the Bastion closed behind them, its dark legacy sealed once more. And with the Shard of Varn in hand, Albion's heroes prepared for the battles yet to come.